Yo, what's up for Complex News? I'm Aiden Galicetti, and today we are unpacking everything we need to know about the Yeezy Gap partnership. On June 26, 2020, Kanye concluded his Twitter vacancy by posting a potential logo for the collaboration. Within a slightly skewed navy blue rectangle stood an abbreviated Yeezy, YZY, adopting the immediately recognizable Gap font. A near 10 months later, this logo would be legalized as documentation released on April 9, 2021, earlier this month, confirmed the design has been officially trademarked. For the greater part of the past year, this exciting union fell to the wayside and nobody really knew what became of it. Between a problematic presidential campaign and a battery of Twitter battles with his ex-wife and mother-in-law, honestly, Yeezy Gap became a trivial thought when Kanye's name popped up. As someone notorious for over-promising and under-delivering, the public felt ready to dub this as another Kanye West pipe dream. Fortunately, the Yeezy Gap narrative has come crashing back into the zeitgeist as late last month, Gap Incorporated President and CEO Sonia Singhal stated, quote, "I spoke to Yeezy last night and he is very, very focused on this incredible opportunity. We're both very excited about it." With the collection originally slated to arrive during the first half of 2021, Kanye's latest venture miraculously seems right on track. Conversations began in June 2020. Over the summer, the two parties agreed to a 10-year deal with the option to renew after 5. The expectation is for the collaboration to break 150 million in sales after the first full year in 2022. Halfway through the deal, Gap estimates to reap $1 billion from Yeezy Gap in annual revenue, roughly a quarter of what the brand made this year alone. Yeezy is aligning to become the critical IV Gap acutely is in need of after a slow and steady billion-dollar market decline over the past 3 years. Forbes magazine articulates the following. The Gap brand desperately needs a turnaround plan, with global sales falling from 5.3 billion to 4.6 billion in 2019. After trying so hard and failing so badly to make Gap brand relevant and cool again, it has finally struck a deal with Kanye West that could be a game changer for the future of Gap. The Gap needs a lifeline. Gap has had difficulty finding its identity in the modern retail landscape. Brands like Uniqlo and Target dominate basic essentials, while brands like Zara and H&M have the fast fashion lane on lock. As the company struggles to find its place within the apparel industry, they have also furloughed 80,000 employees and closed 141 stores globally. To Gap, Yeezy isn't just an infusion of relevancy. Honestly, it's a lifeline. The Gap wants what Kanye had with Adidas. To understand the hopes Gap holds with Yeezy, we need to reflect on the success Kanye experienced with Adidas. Following the incredibly lucrative Yeezy Adidas performance in 2015, it would not be a stretch of the imagination to believe Kanye West is imbued with the Midas touch. This past year alone, Yeezy Adidas sales rose 31%, clocking $1.7 billion in annual revenue during a pandemic. In the 3 years since the collab's conception, Yeezy has recorded an additional $100 million in royalties, around 11% of which goes straight to Mr. West himself. Kanye's contribution to Adidas' success is significant because it speaks to a much deeper, powerful influence that he alone holds. The Kanye West ecosystem is extensive beyond imagination, and describing its cultural significance will feel incomplete and quite honestly inappropriate in a video like this. Let's be real. If you're watching this video, it is likely you already understand how unreasonably powerful this man is. It's this same energy and success that Gap is fervently trying to harness and emulate. Even upon initially announcing their partnership, Gap Incorporated stock immediately spiked 42%, which was their highest upswing since 1980. If this 10-year deal can emulate the success West had with Adidas, it's likely Gap will experience a new breath of life. Worth noting, this arrangement will offer collections for men, women, and kids. However, it excludes footwear as Yeezy's deal with Adidas expires in 2026. What's in it for Kanye? The larger question looming is what's in it for Kanye? What has compelled this man to select Gap, previously flailing retailer, as the vessel for a decade-long creative expedition? Gap has the potential to fulfill an existential goal to address nothing less than the planet itself. Kanye sees the Gap as a gateway to make accessible, reasonably priced goods for the public at large. Kanye has resented the elevated price of Yeezy goods, pushing their price tag to remain competitive in a luxury market. In a 2013 interview with Power 106, Kanye said, quote, "If I had the opportunity to design for Louis Vuitton, I wouldn't because the prices are just too extreme. That's the problem to me with luxury. I don't agree with everything that H&M and Zara does, but one thing that's good is they're able to break the idea that creativity and things you want have to cost like $1 million. I'm not H&M. I don't have giant factories. How can I get the price point to where it needs to be?" During an interview with Show Studio, Kanye addressed the prices of his Yeezy Season 1 collection. To achieve his goals, he stated he needs the Celine design team, the Nike design studio, and Zara's factories. Kanye's respect for prestigious luxury labels and innovative design teams comes at odds with his interest in democratizing retail. The paradox leaves Kanye with essentially two options remaining. One, he can opt into the toxic throes of fast fashion and use ultra-cheap production to make behemoth amounts of low-quality apparel. Obviously, this comes at the cost of human exploitation, poisoning the planet, and sacrificing any designer quality he's looking to retain. Alternatively, Kanye can continue producing expertly crafted luxury clothing at the sacrifice of affordable pricing. This dichotomy is disrupted if the retail conglomerate collaborating with Kanye is willing to relinquish a small amount of profits for the sake of a better product. By inheriting a portion of the expenses, the economic weight is lifted off the consumer, and hypothetically, luxury Kanye West items can become available to the masses. Why Kanye chose the Gap? This is precisely where the Gap comes in. The Gap provides the means of production, enabling Kanye to break free from the retail pipeline. Kanye might finally be able to strike the balance between luxurious reputation and accessibility he's been yearning for. In a 2015 interview with New Yorker magazine, Kanye told journalists that, quote, "One of my dreams was to be the head creative director of the Gap. I'd like to be the Steve Jobs of Gap." This ambition seems to accelerate towards reality a little bit more every single day. What does it look like? So, what does the partnership look like? Kanye has released sneak peeks and Easter eggs over the past year using cryptic Twitter posts and graphics sharing inklings of his creative vision. Leaked photos clearly show the apparel retains the recognizable, underspoken silhouette of classic Yeezy garments. Distributed throughout are bright pops of color. Coral reds and bright blues Kanye has been seen wearing throughout his Jesus is King tour. While we're largely speculating what the final tech pack is going to look like, it's very likely we'll see some vibrance intertwined within an iconic, dusty Western palette. This partnership represents a full circle moment for the creative mogul, as a 15-year-old Kanye used to work part-time for The Gap in Chicago. On his 2004 record Spaceship, Kanye illustrates the struggles of working for the retailer, even admitting to stealing threads when his paycheck wasn't hitting. Fast forward 16 years to a prospective billion-dollar partnership, with Gap entrusting the future of their global company to their former employee. This union poses deeper questions around retail accessibility that other luxury brands might be forced to address. If Kanye can effectively create an economically favorable designer collection, others might be pressured into dropping their own prices as well. The American notion of luxury feels inextricable from exclusive prices. Challenging this concept might be the task for someone like Kanye, who we've seen surmount impossible odds in the past. That's all we got for now. I appreciate you listening in. For more on this and other stories like it, subscribe to Complex News on YouTube and Instagram. For Complex, I'm Aiden Galasetti.